That's right, you Daedric pig. I knew you'd be back. Is it the money or the thrills? A bit of both for me. But enough small talk. You ready to get to work? So you remember the deal? Bait and reset my Ogrim traps using this Daedrat meat, and cut down any Legion Zero soldiers you see. Have a care around those traps. Been a while since I oiled those springs. They're a little creaky. Cowdecks in that lot? Oh, sure. I trade with them from time to time. They're simple spring traps. Sell them, of course.
Gods, what a mess! What a frightful mess! work. I know it.
here to cause trouble too? When I return to the White House, we will quickly restore stability in the Middle East.
And what's going on, y'all?
Hello everyone, my name is Nephis, and today we are going to be busting a couple of myths and confirming some very interesting facts about a set in ESO called Powerful Assault. Powerful Assault is a very popular set used often in PvE raids on off-tanks or even main tanks, particularly in Maw of Lorcaj and even Halls of Fabrication to help boost the damage of the group. But a lot of people are confused about how it exactly works. Is it bugged? Does it only stay on the maximum 4 people? Is it better than Gallonway? And so forth. I'm going to answer these questions in the video as best as I can. So to review, we'll be looking at the set itself first. We have a max health, max stamina, and weapon damage bonus from the 2-piece to the 4th piece. For the 5th piece bonus, it says, when you cast an assault ability, you increase the weapon and spell damage of up to 4 friendly targets within 10 meters by 164, assuming it's coded out, for 15 seconds. So an assault ability can be any of the following skills, and it's more from the branch of the Alliance War skill line: Warhorn, Rapid Maneuver, Vigor, Caltrops, and Magic Detonation. The most commonly used skill to prop Powerful Assault for your group members as a tank during fights will be Vigor, which is a stamina-based AoE heal as an added bonus. The other skills like Rapid Maneuver and Magic Detonation aren't often needed during a fight or are too costly on your resources to use. Caltrops can be used situationally if you are off-tank stamina DPSing in certain fights. So the first thing we need to look at is if Powerful Assault indeed does only affect 4 people within a 10 meter distance. And for reference, for the in-game distance, Blockade of Elements is 12 meters long, so the PA buff range is 2 meters less, so it's roughly almost half an inch or 1.2 centimeters shorter on your screen than Blockade is. So thanks to my lovely volunteers, we first determined that in a group of 4 people, including the tank wearing Powerful Assault, everyone gets it. But this didn't really explain anything beyond the tooltip, so with more volunteers, such as in a group of 5, including the tank, we discovered that yes, in the formation of roughly equal distance, only
Stick around to the end of this video. Stick around to the end of this video to find out why my back hurts like hell. What's going on, YouTube? Today I'm going to be giving you guys an ultimate Telvar guide going over the main primary methods to farm Telvar, sets that are really good to wear, and how to convert it to gold. Starting with a brief overview, we are inside the Imperial City, which is right inside the heart of Cyrodiil. You no longer have to go into Cyrodiil to get to the Imperial City. Fun fact, you used to have to do that and it was awful. Now, if you want to get to the Imperial City, you just queue for it like it's any campaign that you would go into Cyrodiil, but you go down to the Imperial City instead. And while we're on the topic, before we go into the 3 main farming methods, let's talk about the difference between CP and non-CP, because most people don't know that non-CP Imperial City does not include proc sets. You can have a proc set, but it will not fire, which is important to know because that will affect some of the sets that I recommend for you guys to be able to farm inside of the Imperial City. But now that we've gotten the kind of brief introduction over the way, also, a lot of you probably have Telvar because you've been picking it up from calendar rewards, so please, if you are looking at any of these methods, please bank your Telvar before you start doing any of these. As well, I do like the multiplier that you get in the bottom left-hand corner for having more Telvar. Don't walk around with hundreds of thousands of Telvar, and I know based on our stream yesterday that some of you guys have a significant amount of Telvar, and some of you didn't even know that you could put it in the bank, so that's just a quick PSA. Let's talk about the three main methods. Starting with the three main methods. Number one, we have world boss farming. There's two efficient ways to do this. One, you have a group of friends, or you do this solo. You mount up, you look for a boss, you kill the boss, you remount, and you look for the next boss. Or you and your group of friends slaughter everything in a zone, move to the next zone, try to locate a world boss. If not, just kill everything in that zone. The next primary method is you focus specifically on the overland mobs. Not to say you can't kill the world bosses as well, but generally this is what I would say if you're a solo player. Focus on those world mobs as opposed to those world bosses, especially if you don't have the DPS to do so, because you're going to need DPS and you're going to need survivability. We'll talk about that when we get to set building. And the number three method is to just kill things in the sewers. We'll talk about the pros and cons, starting with the world boss method. World bosses are definitely beefy, but they also have the most juiced up Telvar. So that makes them a very nice, easy way to get a significant amount of Telvar. Now, the drawbacks are going to be how many friends you include in this, because each friend you have is going to get a split of the Telvar. And don't forget that every time you die, you're going to be losing half of your Telvar, even if it is a world boss that kills you and not a human. So if you're constantly finding yourself dying, it's not going to be an efficient way for you to farm Telvar, unfortunately, so keep that in mind. However, this is probably my favorite method when I'm looking for Telvar, but that takes us to the second method. Second method, just killing everything. Killing everything is a very effective way to do it, but I also encourage you guys, if you are doing this method of just slaughtering everything in a zone, do it in a zone that your alliance holds. That way you're getting a Telvar boost. You can definitely go to other zones if you're not finding that mobs are respawning fast enough, but I would try to stick to zones that your alliance controls, as you will get a new buff. So any type of Telvar buff is good. I generally don't encourage you guys to have more than 10,000 Telvar on you at any given point. I think that a 3 times buff is definitely more than enough. However, what I would suggest is that if you're getting over 10,000, you can always bank every Telvar you get over 10,000 as you get it. So every time you get to 15, bank 5. Every time you get to 15 again, to go back and bank 5. We'll talk about a secret way you can go back and bank that Telvar. But that takes us to the third method, the method that is most likely to get you killed by a stealthy Nightblade, and that is farming in the sewers. Inside of the sewers, you're going to constantly find yourself killing mobs and wondering who's around me. The two biggest threats that you face inside of the actual sewers is going to be other players and flag bosses. Flag bosses are stupid OP and give you almost no reward for killing them, so avoid them if you're able to. The other piece of this is you will find yourself attacked by Nightblades, so it can be more beneficial to have a little bit more defense or the ability to reveal people out of stealth if you have that ability. This is an important time to note, though, that there are obviously people all over the Imperial City, so keep that in mind as you guys are going out and considering whether or not you want to go to the Imperial City. There are a significant number of people inside of the Imperial City, especially on the weekends, and these methods will have you interact with more people depending on the methods that you do, and you may also find yourself in a situation where you need to switch methods based on the fact that if you're trying to farm world bosses in your alliance, there's like 50 of yous all constantly killing the world bosses, you're only getting 100 Telvar. Well, that's probably not going to be very effective for you, so keep that in mind. But let us talk next about potential sets that you can wear. Some really nice sets that you guys can wear, in my opinion. The number one set is Plague Break. I think that Plague Break makes blowing up mobs significantly easier when you're farming any type of overland mob. You can also pair this with Vicious Death to really make those mobs explode, but overall I think that those are two really great sets for farming in that aspect of blowing things up. Also works great in the sewers. World bosses becomes a little bit more of a sticky wicket. Sets like Imperial Physique are obviously good, but require you to wear a lot of Telvar. I generally suggest something like a defense set and a DPS set. So something like a Pariah, then mixed with something like a DPS set. So, and that could be anything. Clever Alchemist could be your DPS set. Pariah could be sustain sets, especially if you're looking at being a werewolf. Being a werewolf is definitely one of the most effective ways to farm the Imperial City. And then you could be looking at sets like Eternal Vigor, which Eternal Vigor will definitely give you a significant amount of recovery and ability to keep your resources up, which is paramount to keeping a... We're now inside the little vending part, which is just over here. You know, we're over at this little exchange over here. And most people will suggest that you just go, you buy some Hajaku ruins. It's a nice, safe, stable way to convert. However, my only issue with using Hajaku ruins and converting them and then is kind of twofold. One requires you to have a master enchanter, because you're not going to want to sell just the Hajaku rune. You're going to want to combine this with a Kuda and never a Rakuda. You're always going to make these gold, and then you're going to want to combine this with a Kuda and then make a decent profit. You're going to make significantly less money if you do not already have the Kuda and the skill to combine those two things together. So, while this is a great stable way to convert your Telvar to gold, there are some other things. And as a quick side note, obviously you can't sell these, but these are awesome. If you don't have these storage boxes, you can get these storage boxes a couple different ways, either through crowns, writ vouchers, or Telvar. I love these storage boxes. I definitely suggest these storage boxes for everyone. If you don't have them and you're constantly running out of bank space, you can buy these bad boys. But what do these other vendors have for us? And let's just kind of talk about each individual vendor very quickly. So you'll notice that a lot of these sets give you a guaranteed item in the guaranteed trait. Now this could be a great resource because obviously as long as you're max level, you're going to be able to buy something at the proper trait. You're going to be able to buy it in the proper style. And this is overall a great way to convert. I think that the Imperial Physique set from here definitely stands out to me as one of the best sets that you can do this for, although I did buy the Harbinger set because I always thought this set was comical, and when I was going to buy this to make a meme set, I noticed that nobody was selling this and I had to pay an arm and a leg, but overall, it's a very fun set for you guys to do. Going over to this guy here, we have Powerful Assault. Powerful Assault is also a very popular set, not used as much on the body, so keep that in mind, but still a really good seller. And then we can go over to the Jewelry Merchant, who will be putting us in the same boat. You can still convert this for gold pieces. Now, the people who are buying gold jewelry are probably going to be looking for Powerful Assault, because while Imperial Physique is great, I don't think the people who are wanting to utilize this effect are going to be using gold jewelry, whereas I think that the popularity of sets like Powerful Assault will make people more inclined to use jewelry, because this is a PvP set, and as we know, PvPers love their gold jewelry. They love that extra little bit of bonus. And then we have our lock boxes, which unfortunately are bind on pickup, but you are able to get some interesting items here through these boxes, because you'll notice that everything we were purchasing previously was 5,000. These boxes are 3,000. These Powerful Assault coffers are definitely amazing bang for your buck when it comes to actually getting a good return on your money. If there's anything else I would buy here, I would stick to Powerful Assault currently in this current market. You could definitely experiment even with things like Desert Rose while they're not popular, because it's such a niche thing that people just don't sell. You can certainly list it up, because you might find someone like me who's like, I just want to make this meme build and nobody's selling these things. So it's always a possibility. You know, if you're not first or last, maybe one day it'll be popular and you'll already be cornering a market that's not currently cornered. So keep that in mind. But I will be showing you guys one final tip in the Imperial City that may save your life. So holy hell, here you are, you're being chased by the world boss, you got your 5 Telvar, and you're like, oh no, Jake, I can't afford to lose this Telvar, what do I do? You quickly, what you want to do, queue for Imperial City. It's going to give you a queue pop, you're going to then want to run, give yourself a little bit of distance, you want to go back in, click your notifications, click accept, and you will now be on a fast track to safety. Your 5 Telvar stones have been evac to safety. You're inside of Cyrodiil, where obviously Telvar is a safe currency. You're not going to lose that if people kill you. And you're able to then go from here into banks and all sorts of other different vendors, and the obvious way shrine to leave Cyrodiil is right here. Fun fact, this also works vice versa. Say you were balls deep over here, you know, for some reason, just off in the wilderness. Be a great resource because obviously as long as you're together. So at one recoil, you buy Imperial City, and then you could be looking at sets like Eternal Vigor, which Eternal Vigor will do. You good, but require you to wear keep your with a Kuda storage box. Be able to buy it in the proper. Assault is also a very popular set, not used as much on the body, so keep that. Powerful Assault. Powerful Assault is also a very popular set, not used as much on the body, so keep that in mind, but still a really good seller. And then we can go over to the Jewelry Merchant, who will be putting us in the same boat. You can still convert this for gold pieces. Now, the people who are buying gold jewelry are probably going to be looking for Powerful Assault, because while Imperial Physique is great, I don't think the people who are wanting to utilize this effect are going to be using gold jewelry, whereas I think that the popularity of sets like Powerful Assault will make people more inclined to use jewelry, because this is a PvP set, and as we know, PvPers love their gold jewelry. They love that extra little bit of bonus. And then we have our lock boxes, which unfortunately are bind on pickup, but you are able to get some interesting items here through these boxes, because you'll notice that everything we were purchasing previously was 5,000. These boxes are 3,000. These Powerful Assault coffers are definitely amazing bang for your buck when it comes to actually getting a good return on your money. If there's anything else I would buy here, I would stick to Powerful Assault currently in this current market. You could definitely experiment even with things like Desert Rose while they're not popular, because it's such a niche thing that people just don't sell. You can certainly list it up, because you might find someone like me who's like, I just want to make this meme build and nobody's selling these things. So it's always a possibility. You know, if you're not first, you're last. Maybe one day it'll be popular and you'll already be cornering a market that's not currently cornered. So keep that in mind. But I will be showing you guys one final tip in the Imperial City that may save your life. So holy hell, here you are, you're being chased by the world boss, you got your 5 Telvar, and you're like, oh no, Jake, I can't afford to lose this Telvar, what do? You quickly, what you want to do, queue for Imperial City. It's going to give you a queue pop, you're going to then want to run, give yourself a little bit of distance, you want to go back in, click your notifications, click accept, and you will now be on a fast track to safety. Your 5 Telvar stones have been evac to safety, you're inside of Cyrodiil, where obviously Telvar is a safe currency. You're not going to lose that if people kill you, and you're able to then go from here into banks and all sorts of other different vendors, and the obvious way shrine to leave Cyrodiil is right here. Fun fact, this also works vice versa. Say you were balls deep over here, you know, for some reason, just off in the wilderness, just lost and afraid, and you're like, what do I do to get out of here? You could just queue for the Imperial City, and bada bing bada boom, you are out of there. So keep that in mind. That is the definitely funnest way to leave Cyrodiil. That is the least amount of work without having to go back through the sewers or any other mumbo jumbo. And if you're a developer watching this, this isn't a bug. I like to think this is working as intended, so let us have this. But that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for standing by. Thank you so much for waiting. This was meant to be made a lot earlier in the day, but some things happen that I'll talk about in the post-credit scene of this video. But as a final reminder for this video, to be entered into the giveaway, all you have to do is leave a comment below. Every comment is entered into a giveaway. If you're a subscriber, you are entered into a bonus drawing. We do 2 giveaways at the beginning of every month. Reuse it as a tax write-off. Help me pay less in taxes. Earn yourself some ESO Plus, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
So, for those of you who are wondering, I got into a car accident this morning on my way to work. That's why I was, well, you probably saw the community post. That's why my back fucking hurts. But, yeah, I'll talk about it more, I guess, on stream tomorrow, because I don't think I'll be going to work tomorrow, because, I have no vehicle. That shit's probably fucking busted. So, we'll see how that goes. And, yeah, I don't really know what to say. It's been a day. My body hurts. It feels like I used to play football, and it feels like I've been tackled. It feels like I just got past game day. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions or anything for future content. I'll be streaming tomorrow. Don't know what specifically. Probably just going through and working on some different things. I also will be working on designing merchandise and t-shirts because you guys had suggested that on the stream, and I thought that was a fun idea. So I'll be working on that tomorrow also. So stick around for that, and I'll see you then. Bye, guys.
Have a care around those traps. Been a while since I oiled those springs. They're a little creaky. Have a care around those traps. Been a while since I oiled those springs.
Damn these Imperial... We'll return these valuables to the... freed Captain Blackheart. Thank the Divines for brave souls like you.
I will say one thing about...
Forget about need. Show our enemy.
It is no trouble to run.
Frostus is wrong about the Telvar stones. Don't look at them or they'll ignite. Everything is dangerous. No surprise if you've ever read his... I suppose you could call them books. How delightful! Oh, his books are better on cold nights. He meanders aimlessly as he writes, doubling his page count as he fails to find his point, and the cheap ink within comes from a pleasant berry.
Pay no attention to the shrew of Tanith. She'll say that... And... Can I interest you?
The deeper you travel through the...
I was raised in a swamp, and even I refused to swim.
Mother said I'd never amount to anything. Here I am, crucial to the war effort. Shows what she...
Good stuff here.
This is all according to plan.
Only the finest merchandise.
The Zivkin hunt.
Not exactly an impervious vault, I know, but beggars can't be choosers.